Sean, Larry was just telling me that I need to ask you a specific question about your drum kit because apparently it's completely custom.
Yeah, I had cash money and I was looking for a kit. And after about 3 months, I came across the Pearl Prestige Session Select as a jazz kit, which was a 14-inch snare, a 12-inch tom, a 13-inch tom, and a 14-inch floor tom. And I really liked it a lot. And so I bought it and I said, make these other ones. So I went with the 810. The 8 was actually a custom because it was only 5 lugs. And they custom made it for me, which was awesome. It was actually the first tom, the first piece of the kit that I got in the mail. And then my 15-inch floor tom was also a custom. And it just brought that kit so together. I tell you right now, I've had this kit since 2000. Actually, late 1999, but it was a 2000 edition. And I wouldn't trade this kit for anything that I hear right now. There's no way. It's beat up and it's scarred up and it's scratched up, but it's the best sounding damn kit I've ever played in my life. And I wouldn't change it for the world. And I haven't played any of the new kits, the new Pearls, all the different genres of Pearls they have now. I haven't played any of those. And I don't know if I want to. Unless I'm a millionaire, then I'll do something else. But the kit I got right now is the love of my life, man. The Prestige Session Select. Partially custom.
Well, you heard it there, folks.
What did
The Pearl Prestige Session Select 9-piece. Sean, tell the listener a little bit about what type of cymbals you like to use, the advantages to using a remote hi-hat, and what type of pedals you're using down there on those double bass drums.
Well, most of my cymbals are K-Series Zildjian, which are unbelievable. There's no matching those. And my ride cymbal is actually a Paiste 22-inch ride crash that is from 1982. And my remote hi-hat is actually Zildjian New Beat hi-hats. And that's my remote hat because I'm left-handed. I got to play my open hi-hat on the right side instead of the left side. And my main hi-hats are Ks. The top is a K, the bottom is a Master Sound, which is a really individual sound that probably no other drummer has. And I have 11-inch splash, a 10-inch splash, a 6-inch splash, and a 6-inch Z-Bell, a K Z-Bell. And so that's about 11 cymbals, kind of. But it's the best setup that I've ever had in my life. And I came really close to getting Zildjian to sponsor me, and it fell through. And you know, the band itself kind of fell through at the same time. So, but Zildjian K cymbals is the way to go, baby.
Heavy duty.
The bomb.
All right. I guess I'll go from here one more time. So that all being said, couple things that you said in there. I know that you do use a rack system, and I think the origins of that come from a very special place. So maybe share with us that, and then also, if I am correct, that ride cymbal, I think that came with the very first drum kit you ever bought. I'm pretty sure that's the same ride cymbal that I've been hearing for the last 32 years, and it's a beauty. So maybe touch on those two things: the origin of the Gibraltar rack system, and where'd you get that ride cymbal from?
Well, that ride cymbal, you're correct, came with when I was 15 years old, I bought my friend's drum kit, and it came with it. And every drummer that I come across is like, sell me that ride cymbal. And to this day, I would never sell that cymbal. It's hand hammered, Paiste 2002 Ride Crash, and that's a rare cymbal, man. They make them now again, but they're not hand hammered. They're machined, and it's not the same sound. But you're right, Larry. That came with my first drum kit, and the cymbals that came with it were Paiste cymbals, and they were painted blue. And I cracked every fucking one of them in like 2 weeks. And then, as far as what was the other question again?
The origins of the Gibraltar rack system that has served, I don't know how many years that thing's.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that it's still there, but the origins are special. I know that. So if you'd care to share that with the listener.
My mother asked me for Christmas, and it was like 1980, I want to say 88, might have been 89. When I bought that drum kit, one of my good friends' drum kit that he didn't care to play anymore. That Christmas, she bought me a Gibraltar cage. It was built for a single bass cage. But as soon as she bought it for me, I put everything on that cage, all my cymbals. I had no stands, nothing tripping anybody, no cords getting tangled. I was like, man, this is genius. So I bought the double bass cage extension to it. And I have had that cage since 1989 as a birthday, or actually it was a Christmas present. I've had that cage ever since then, and it still stands up to time. And I mean, Gibraltar, back then Gibraltar was considered a low key, hardware kind of thing, but look at me now. I'm still using the same one from 1989. Give me a damn break here.
Rob, you have the floor, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a question. I just wanted to make sure we were getting everything because, we don't always get to talk to Sean. This is a special occasion. So I have another one that I want to aim first at Sean, and then Larry, if you want to answer the same question. But I just wanted to start with drums since we're lucky to have Sean here. Sean, when you think about maybe the golden age of, or the beginning of metal. Maybe we're getting ready to go into the golden age. That's something I want to get your opinion about. Some of these players that someone like Sean Reinert, let's say, or Gene Hoglan, or maybe even like a Scott Travis or Alex Van Halen. To me, when I think of those guys, it's like almost like a golden age of music, and I feel like we're kind of slipping away from that. I don't hear that type of style, distinctive styles with younger players. Maybe I'm just not listening to the right people. But I wanted to get your opinion. Was there a golden age, and did we move past it, or are we going to see great things from young players in the future? What do you think about that?
I agree with you 100%. The age kind of by the wayside, but people like my boy Alex, he's an unbelievable drummer. He's 13 years old. He plays guitar. He plays bass. He plays, I mean, he can play it all. Any percussion instrument, he can play it. But I just believe that what you feel inside is what you feel. I mean, nobody can discount you for that. I love playing drums, and I mean, just teaching my youngest boy to play drums was like the best thing that ever happened to me. And now he's playing guitar. I mean, and good guitar. It's insane, man. And with over the years, man, you got Alex Van Halen, you got Neil Peart, you got John Bonham, you got, I mean, just so many people to name. I can't, I don't know, man. If I didn't have music, I'd probably be a serial killer or jail. Sure. I'm sure that didn't answer all your questions, but
no, that was great.
No, I think that's a pretty good answer. And then, Larry, like, what do you think about that?
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to segue here. For the listener,
serial killer?
Sean wouldn't probably kill you. It's okay. Everything's okay. He mentioned his son Alex. So I'm going to touch on being Sean's friend for most of our lives. You know, when we first were friends, man, we were the outcasts. And I think most people thought that we were going to come to no good in the end. And one of the amazing things about it is that through the culture, and we continued carrying on and partying. I don't necessarily know that I'm privy to going into all the details on this podcast, but we carried on for a while. And, I know at one point Sean was in a really bad car accident and nearly lost his life. And his really best friend at the time also was injured badly, but they both survived. And there was a change in my friend Sean Young at that time, and he got real responsible and chose a professional trade, really for his day job. Understood that you got to have money coming in, and really turned into this awesome person. And during that crazy time is when he met his wife, and they have went on to be like the most awesome family that I know. I mean, has really have succeeded where virtually everyone else has failed. And out of the whole deal is two sons. One of the older son, Brady, is I don't think you could measure this kid's IQ. I mean, he's probably going to be valedictorian at his school, and immeasurable what he's going to go on to do. But his younger son, Alex, has the musical talent. I was in Florida for a while and came back, and we started jamming again. And I was privy to jam with Alex a couple times. At that time, he was only doing drums, but it was unbelievable how good this kid was on drums, man. We just really started writing songs instantly. And right about that time, Justin was sick, and he passed away shortly thereafter. And he passed along a special guitar that Sean and I were really accustomed to playing with. We call it the Holy Avenger. It's the original Kramer that the FT albums were done on. And
Fuck yeah.
Alex picked up, yeah, right on, brother. That's what I'm talking about. But Alex picked up that guitar, and within a month had written songs and was playing. And I'm going to be honest with you, he sounds a whole lot like Justin. It's amazing. So to, put a cap on it, I think that Sean and Justin, being bandmates together for so long, I think they identified early that Alex's gift was in music, and they did one heck of a job grooming this young man. And I came into it a little later, and it's like, I don't know how to describe it, man. I wasn't really necessarily a part of grooming the musicians, so I didn't have to go through those pains. I just got to walk into this awesome player. And to this day, when I come to rehearsal, I go in there and jam with Alex first, and we do our thing. And it's I don't know how awesome it is to describe that. When he's behind the drum kit, it's like playing with Sean when he was a teenager. And I'm definitely not going to have that experience with anyone else. And it's, so for my part, has really been an exceptional part of my life to see that, and see that the knowledge can be passed along, and then see like what appears to be really a more advanced form of what we were is now coming out, and that gives the future a bright look. You know that this next generation of players coming up, man, they are, if they're anything like Alex Young, man, this is a new level. And that makes me really excited. I feel like, the torch is being passed. I'd really like to give a huge amount of credit to Sean for being a tremendous father and all the hard work he's done and being able to pass that skill along to his son. And then Justin, too, you can tell, because Alex could shred on that guitar in such a short period of time. It's really unnatural. So kudos to the men from FT for getting that done, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. It's quite a to have Alex. I mean, geez Louise, man, he's no joke. He is no joke. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, and I guess yes, I can. I was just waiting to make sure we get everything, and then so I'm going to go ahead and pose the same question to myself. And I thought it was really interesting what you guys said, because when I think of, like, I'm going to speak just about guitar, because I'm not good enough on bass or drums to say anything intelligent about it. But when it comes to guitar, I think of guys like maybe Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Yngwie Malmsteen. These are some George Lynch. These are some of the standout premier metal players. and they're almost like the kings of guitar, like almost like royalty on guitar. And I think that what I'm noticing with the current way that music is developing, I see a lot of players. They're great players. They play great. I said that backwards. They play great, but there are not great players with that type of distinctive personality. There's something about the personality that connects to it. I think we did have a golden age that I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to recapture. There was a guy, I can't remember. There was a specific violinist that was really famous back in maybe the late 1800s, and they said that king wasn't enough, so they called him czar. But that level of respect and even thinking about like Misha Elman, this is how I'm going to bring it back to what you guys were talking about. The famous famous violinist Misha Elman. They asked him about a younger generation. Of course, he gave this interview, I think, back in like 1930 or something like that. Pretty old interview, but he said, "Well, if the young players are as good as they say they are." And they have the right to believe that they're as great as they say, and we have the right to believe, as older players, that we're also as great as we say. But let's face it, if they are as good, then they owe some sort of debt, at least, to the people that came before them and paved the way. So, in my estimation, I think maybe we have had a golden age that we won't recapture. But my hope rests in the situation that you guys just described, where it's being basically passed directly along. So someone who understands all of this, it's not something you're going to be able to pick up from reading books or looking at YouTube videos. You need someone to show you directly. So if we have, like with Sean and you, Larry, and working with Alex, and Alex already has the talent, there's no doubt about that. There's something indefinable that passes between each generation. And I think if we're ever going to have those beautiful, glorious moments, man, I really miss those magic moments in music. I think that's where our hope is. And that's my answer. I'm going to stick with that.
I agree 100%, brother.
Man, that was beautiful, Rob. That's beautiful.
We are going to be the future of metal, man. We're gonna do it, man. APT is alive and well, and the recordings will come soon. I hope. And with this fucking invisible virus from China, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on right now, and it's hard to even get together with anybody, man. I haven't had a friend over in 3 weeks, and to me that sucks. I can't hang with my friends, man, and my bandmates, and it's bullshit.
Well, Sean, my bad. I thought you were done.
No, I'm done.
Sorry about that. I feel like maybe I interrupted. Sean, I feel bad. Rob had to ask himself his own question there. We missed the segue, but this is probably a good time. Sean, do you have any questions for Rob? I mean, let me flip the interview here for a second. Anything coming to mind?
Yeah, Rob. Give me some new music, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Break it out, brother.
We gotta get that cash, that holy moly, the holy moolah. I had an interview. I was telling Larry, it looks promising, so we might be back in the saddle soon. I hope so. I want us to keep on recording. We got 7 great songs.
Yeah.
Me too. I have some new prospects as well that are going to put some more money in the coffers. Well, it seems like we've had a pretty good interview tonight. Sean, any closing comments before we go, sir?
I would like to say, everybody calm down. Jesus Christ, calm down. I mean, live your life, man. Be careful. You know, everybody, nobody's, nobody's really stupid. I guess there are stupid people, but don't do stupid shit. Be careful. Let's get through this fucking virus shit so we can fucking jam, man. I want to jam. Where the fuck is all the guitar players and bass players? Let's bring it. Jam.
That's a call. That's a call to action right there. He is saying, "Bring it."
Mm-hmm.
Who's listening to this? Whoever's listening to this, man, that's all you need. What's that song? This is the only invitation you're ever going to need. I forget. I want to say it's Lamb of God.
It is.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's Lamb
What is
of
it?
God.
Walk with me in hell or something like that. This is an invitation, the only one that you'll ever need. Something like that.
Yes.
I think it's Walk with Me in Hell or something like that.
His voice is fucking badass, man.
Yeah, that dude could sing. He added some problems too, man. Got jailed up over there, and I think somewhere in Europe, man, and got held up for a while.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, Rob, any closing statements here before we finish up today?
Oh, we got to do more of this stuff. This is awesome. It's great. Feels so good to be able to have Sean talking, and I'm very grateful for the time. Thank you, Sean, for hanging out with us, man. It's totally cool. Let's do more of this.
Right on, brother. More than happy to do it. It's fun, and I'm bearing down, ready to go, man. New music.
Cool. Well, let's close it up. Let's do a conference call together for about 5 minutes when we finish up here, just touch base and see what everybody thought. But for my part, as a closure, thank you guys very much for being a part of the Alien Propulsion Technology broadcast tonight. Sean, you were tremendous. It's really been a pleasure, getting to hear your story from your own words, especially having been privy to a lot of it. And Rob, I can't say enough about you, man. You came to us at a time where Sean and I were just getting back together, man, and it gave us a continuity. It gave us a foundation. It really put us back on track after a fair absence. I was down in Florida for several years. So, I couldn't be more proud to be a part of the project. And, I think from the listener's point of view, the players in particular, I don't know that they're going to listen to all of our podcasts, but there'll be sections that they listen to and gain great insight. And we're sharing some of the knowledge and, in regards to what's going on with the global pandemic, of course, I'm sure I can speak for all of us in saying that we have all positive thoughts for our fellow humanity out there, and that we're going to make it through this together, and we're going to come out stronger. And with that, that does conclude Alien Propulsion Technology Podcast, the Sean Young edition, as we sail the seas of uncertainty, and we are your captains.
Brother.
Word. Amen. Sean, Larry was just telling me that I need to ask you a specific question about your drum kit because apparently it's completely custom.
Yeah, I had cash money and I was looking for a kit. And after about 3 months, I came across the Pearl Prestige Session Select as a jazz kit, which was a 14-inch snare, a 12-inch tom, a 13-inch tom, and a 14-inch floor tom. And I really liked it a lot. And so I bought it, and I said, make these other ones. So I went with the 810. The 8 was actually a custom because it was only 5 lugs. And they custom made it for me, which was awesome. It was actually the first tom, the first piece of the kit that I got in the mail. And then my 15-inch floor tom was also a custom. And it just brought that kit so together. I tell you right now, I've had this kit since 2000. Actually, late 1999, but it was a 2000 edition. And I wouldn't trade this kit for anything that I hear right now. There's no way. It's beat up and it's scarred up and it's scratched up, but it's the best sounding damn kit I've ever played in my life. And I wouldn't change it for the world. And I haven't played any of the new kits, the new Pearls, all the different genres of Pearls they have now. I haven't played any of those. And I don't know if I want to. Unless I'm a millionaire, then I'll do something else. But the kit I got right now is the love of my life, man. The Prestige Session Select. Partially custom.
Well, you heard it there, folks.
What did-
The Pearl Prestige Session Select 9-piece. Sean, tell the listener a little bit about what type of cymbals you like to use, the advantages to using a remote hi-hat, and what type of pedals you're using down there on those double bass drums.
Well, most of my cymbals are K-Series Zildjian, which are unbelievable. There's no matching those. And my ride cymbal is actually a Paiste 22-inch ride crash that is from 1982. And my remote hi-hat is actually Zildjian New Beat hi-hats. And that's my remote hat because I'm left-handed. I got to play my open hi-hat on the right side instead of the left side. And my main hi-hats are Ks. The top is a K, the bottom is a Master Sound, which is a really individual sound that probably no other drummer has. And I have 11-inch splash, a 10-inch splash, a 6-inch splash.
Sean, Larry was just telling